Hi everyone, my name's Chris. I'm one of the co-founders of Musosoup, and I'm going to give you a grand tour of how Musosoup works. And by the end of this video, you are going to be an absolute expert. Now, whether you're logged in as an artist, a label, a manager, or a publicist, the principles are all the same, except for if you're one of the latter, you'll be seeing multiple campaigns potentially all at the same time stacked on top of each other. But the principles are all going to be the same. Okay, so before we start going around clicking all the buttons all over the site, let's go and explain to you what a bundle is and how they're made with promos. And to do that, we're going to head over to the marketplace. All right, so we're now at the marketplace and we can start to look out for what a bundle is. And this is the way that the curators list their promo packages to you. We call them bundles. So if you just scroll down to one of these here, let's go and have a look at obscure sound one. So this one would be for a 200-word feature, all right? So if you're a band looking for some blog posts, this would be absolutely perfect. Now, what we want to look for in here is something called promos. The whole thing complete is called a bundle, and what's inside it are called promos. Okay, so this is just really detailed, broken down of all the different elements of what you might be getting if you go for the bundle itself. So you can see here, this one's for a 200-word review. If we click here, you'll be able to see there's more of a broken down version of it, and there's examples, so you know exactly what you're getting. All the other promos here, basically a combination of how they're going to promote that particular promo there. If you're not sure also what the creators would be expected to do, when they make these promos, our admin team have to approve them, right? And we give them a little spiel about what it is they should be doing. If you hover over these as well, this will give you a breakdown of that too, all right? So you know exactly what you should be getting and what the creator is expected to do to make this type of promo. So once you combine this promo together, again, that's called a bundle, all right? Now, just to make things clear for you while we're here, we have some artist feedback tags here. So whereas the coverage gets completed by artists, they pick a bunch of tags, what they like or they don't like about the curator. The ones that are picked the most will be displayed here for you to help you make your decisions, all right? Also, we've got some publication tags here. These get rewarded to the curators. You know, some of them might have been going for absolutely years or they've got exceptional writing. Just deep dive in those. They're little recommendations from our team for you. All right, so we now know what a bundle looks like. Now, if you're logged in as an artist, you could apply for this. It's really straightforward. Just log in, apply for it in what we call a request at the marketplace. And then when we go to the activity section in a minute, you'll be able to see if the communication starts, that's where that will come in. So let's head over to the campaigns tab and work our way to the activity page. All right, so we're back on the campaigns tab now. If we go over here and click activity, this is going to bring us to the hive of all the information we need to follow what's going on in our campaign. Okay, so if you log in as we are now, I'm on a desktop, but you might think to yourself, right, do I want to have this more streamlined long ways, or do I want to have it looking like this with tiles? Now, these tiles are really good because half of our user base are on mobile. So if you're on mobile, you imagine scrolling on a square tile, loads of little wide screen, you'll be able to see all the information. But if you're on a desktop, you might prefer it looking like this. Everything's exactly the same. So if you see on here, look, we've got a little red dot there, got a publication tags. If that little red dot there initiates that you've got a message. So if we come back over here and scroll down, you can see that we've got messages here. Does that kind of make sense? So everything's still there. You just need to decide which way you like it. We've also got some cool filters as well. You can swap things around. So let's talk about how these bundles work on the platform. So we've already looked at the marketplace. You can go and request any type of bundle you like, and be aware there's a lot of curators in there that will not send you offers what we're about to go over now. So make sure you go and look throughout your campaign on both. Now, if a curator decides to get in contact with you, we call it an offer. All right. Now, a curator can either do that for free, or they can put a contribution attached to it. So, for example, there's one here for £15. Now, if there is a contribution attached to their offer, there's also going to be a free option. So this means if 60 creators contact you throughout your campaign, you can still walk away with 60 pieces of coverage, even if you only go for all the free options. Obviously, it's up to you which ones you want to invest in and the ones you like and the ones you feel is right for you. Now, all your offers will start to form this funnel along here. So what we can see below is the new offers that we need to go and look at. So if I click through to one here, you can talk to them on the right-hand side. It's a bit like a WhatsApp chat. You've got a little private notes button if you want to write things so you don't forget them. And again, you've got your promos here. So you can make a decision whether you want to go for a free option, whether you want to go for the paid option, or whether you want to decline it off completely. All right, so let's follow the breadcrumbs and go back to where we were before. We now see all our new offers below. We've gone through that, all right? Now, if you start to see any you like and you're not sure which ones you want to pay for just yet, you can start clicking these buttons here, which will make a saved comparison list. And if I just refresh the page, you can see now I've got 2 here shortlisted. That's what the next tab is for. This allows you to come here, have your little comparison list, and when you're ready, you can execute the ones you want. Again, keep an eye on the expiry dates, all right? And communicate and ask questions before you accept your offers if you need to. Now, if you go ahead and accept any free options or whether you go for any paid options, Once you've initiated those and the curators are aware to start work, you'll have your next tab here, which is activity. So what we now see here is a broken down list of all the different types of pieces of coverage that we're waiting to be completed by the curators. Now, I prefer to have this done in a date list order, so you can keep an eye via date when they're all supposed to be getting done. And it's really great to communicate also throughout the curators in case you know, maybe you've got some new photos you might want to use. Just always communicate with the curators. Okay, up next we've got the completed tab. Now this is basically where all your coverage has been completed by the curators. If you go over here, scroll down, you'll see here, look, you just get the little links here, which so you can go through and click and check out your complete coverage. Maybe you want to share it on the social media. Now, it's always good practice. Look, get up the breadcrumb here, click activity, and you come back to where you already were before. All right, last but not least, we have the decline tab. All right, maybe some offers just not for you. All right, don't be shy to hit the decline button. You know, you don't have to go for the paid option. You don't have to go for the free option. The curators aren't going to mind. Just hit decline. Also, if anything runs out on its expiry date, it will move into that column too. All right. Now, just before we leave this section here, just want to show you you've got a message pop out. All of these different offers that you had come through here with communication going from the curators, you can actually come here and have a little pop out. This just works like Facebook Messenger sort of style. So keep an eye on this all the time. Every day, try and answer your messages before you go ahead and start doing anything in the site. Gives people plenty of ample time then to respond back to you. Now, when you do open one of these, for example, you do have the option to also pin them to the top of your message box, or you can mark them as unread as well. Also, there's a button here to view the publication if you want to go and look up some more information on the curator. All right, so that's pretty much it on the activity button. Let's go back to the campaigns tab. Now, up next, we've got stats. Again, this is just a bit of more of a breakdown of what was already going on to do the offers, because this is the dashboard for your offers. Right, so we had the 8 new offers here. We've got completed coverage. Again, the ones that we're waiting for the curators to finish. If you want to go back to the activity page, you can do that here. Now here we've got another little actions menu. This is quite good, right? So you've got, again, this is just a duplicate of the one up here. Offers awaiting payment. Now you might have gone and started throwing some of your offers into the basket, and then you might have nodded off and forgot about it. All right, so this one will let you know that there's some offers potentially you need to pay for in your basket. Requests awaiting payment. If anything of your bundle requests on the marketplace has been accepted, you can come here. It will say you need to pay for 2. 2 of them been accepted by the curators. You've got your unread messages. That will pop out that little message box that we saw a minute ago. And any of your coverage which is completed, you can give feedback. Now, it's really essential you give the feedback because that's how the other artists make decisions on how they want to work with the curators too, right? It's all based on what you feel, how your coverage went with that curator. Got some little graphs here, just obviously showing you. I'm not going to go into those, all self-explanatory. Again, more graphs down here. So this is quite interesting. This is some graphs here showing you how the curators are listening to your music. So if they're listening to it, it's here. If they decide to save it, curators need to save it first before they can make contact with you, right? So that's them shortlisting your music. That one will be here. If they don't like your music at all, that will be here. They'll go, no, thank you, this is not for me. And the last one we got here is the offers that came through based on that, all right? And right here at the bottom, we've got a bunch of completed coverage, and you can easily hop between the tabs here and see those different types. All right, let's go back to the campaigns tab. All right, so there's a couple of things left to go over on this page here. We've got a pause button. So if you're going to go on holiday, maybe you've got an emergency, just come in, click the pause button. Whenever the curators go to the chat boxes, they'll be able to see that you've paused your campaign. Just gives them a warning that, you know, something might not be quite right and they need to maybe, you know, there's going to be a delay. The last one we got here is the edit button. Now, when you went and submitted your campaign through to Musosoup, you filled a format where you uploaded all your press releases, uploaded your photos. You can go back to that here, right? One thing that's really essential that you need to look at, which we'll go over now, would be the Spotify playlisting part. So let's go to the edit button. So as we scroll down here, you can see number 1 is the artist that you've picked. We've got all the release details here, which is all self-explanatory. Number 3, we've got our release media. So if you want to swap your embed code over to Spotify, you can do that, but it's up to you which one you have. Here we've got our genre tags. You can't change these at this point because admin has approved these, so we make sure it all just stays the same. Here at number 5, we've got our release thumbnail, so you can edit that. Just show you what that would be. That's your like Spotify CD front cover. Also, you can edit your press release. If you don't have a press release, you can bin that and make a press release generator. And also, we've got our publicist shot, so you can upload any more photos that you want. Up here, number 6, you've got your pitch. This means that you can edit this whenever you need to. This has also got your bio here. Both of these get combined together, which will form the information that gets sent to creators on your submission. All right, the last one we got here is accepting free options for Spotify playlists via your offers. Now, this part you're going to need to set up. Now, when you first come here, it's going to look empty like this. All right, and what you need to do is go to your Spotify. Now, what we're looking for here is the 3 dots on any of the music players you want the track you want to put on. Click here, share, and you go to copy song link. When we paste this back into here, you want to make sure it says the word track. If it says album, that means you've taken it from the web browser at the top. It might not work. If the word album in there, it won't work. You need to have the word track. Now you see how that popped up? Depending what browser you're on, you might need to hit enter, which then will make the player pop up for you. Now, if you're running an album campaign or an EP campaign, you'll need to go and choose what track that you want. Right, so let's go to Zahara's album here. And now the great thing about this is before you accept a free option, you could say, right, my focus this week is to get some playlist ads on this track here, New Hope. Come here, go share, copy link, pop that one in there, and then that one's going to come up, right? And then you could accept 3 or 4 playlist options in your offers for this track, and then you could go back out again, swap the track over, and then go and accept a different one, vice versa. You keep doing it to your, basically accepted all your offers. So if you've got an album or an EP, you will need to choose what track you want. Once you've got the one you want, hit save. That will be all ready to go, and your campaign will be ready to accept free options. All right, so that's how that basically works on the edit mode. Go back to the breadcrumbs here to the campaigns tab. Good practice to do it that way. And that is the end of the campaign section. All right, now up here we've got the dashboard. Now the dashboard is the snippets of everything of what's just happened of what we've just shown you. So like you can see, here's more breakdowns and shortcuts to the offers. Here is some more breaking down bits. This bit was stolen from the dashboard of your offers, right? So there's the things that might be in your shopping basket, unread messages. It's all the same stuff, yeah? Also, we've got some recent can be completed coverage. This might have happened overnight while you were fast asleep. So when you log back in, there it will be. And here is some last payments that you would have gone and made. All right? All right, and last but not least, we have the Explore Artist tab. Now on the Explore Artist tab, this is just a great list of loads of different campaigns that ever happened on Musosoup, right? You can playlist the artists on here. Look, they're going to come up on the screen. You can listen to them. You can sync with your Spotify playlist. We've had artists on here that have ended up doing collaboration with other different artists, maybe get some remixes. Just a good way to communicate, have a good listen. The music is completely from all around the world. Okay, the last thing I've got to show you in here is the settings tab over here. So first one will be payment history. I'm not going to show you that one in detail because obviously that's someone else's account. But the next one we've got is settings. In here, you'll be able to see your artist profile. You might have multiple ones here, depending if you're a label or a manager. Click in here and you'll be able to edit any of your URLs. Also, you've got a bio here. This does appear on the submission to the curators. So if you fill this out, this is extra information for those guys that work with you when they're looking at your submissions. Invoicing details, you're going to get receipts throughout the site. So just put your invoicing details on there. Up next, we've got email notifications. By default, this would be set to daily on a daily digest. So you get one email that says you've got 10 new offers, 24 messages, 6 pieces of complete coverage. Highly recommend you go onto that one. The last one here, you've got updates. This is where we're going to keep in contact with you with any fixes we make on the website, any essential news that comes from us as Musosoup. There is none here at the moment because we literally just launched the site. So keep an eye on this part for more updates. And the last button, which you don't want to do, is go and sign out. All right. Okay, so that's the end of the major tour. As promised, right at the end now, I'm just going to go back to the marketplace. I'm going to go over some different types of coverage that you can have in your promos and explain to you what they are. All right, so as promised, I'm going to come back now to the marketplace and we're going to look at all the different types of promos you might be getting in your bundles. Hopefully some of this information is going to help you make decisions on what types of coverage you might want to go for, and also might make you think a bit out of the box, some things you might not know before. Okay, so without further ado, now the first one you've got up here is reviews. Now, reviews are absolutely essential. Now, if you think a review is something you can show to people on your social media, they will show up on Google if people start to search your name, especially if industry people start to look you up, whether it's a gig booker, whether it's a fan in a crowd, whether it's a publisher that might be suddenly going, oh, who are these guys? They're going to all Google you straight away. You want to make sure you've got some current news going on for that year. It's absolutely essential. You imagine if they like you in 2025, but the last piece of coverage you had with you going on was from 2023, right? It's very easy to get yourself some little bits of reviews and news, interviews, get them building up. Also, some wicked quotes that you can get from these to add to your press pack. Again, you can share for your social media. And in this new day and age, AI scraping. This is something that's interesting, isn't it? AI will eventually become the new search engine. They are looking all over the internet. If someone types in your name, boom, AI is going to be looking for all these different web links that it can provide to come up in the search results. So AI is doing that now. And also for these different types of things like reviews and interviews and any types of blog links you actually get. Spotify does scrape Google, so this does influence their algorithms. That's something to really think about as well. So you're not just building up your SEO, your AI, things are shown on social media, your CV press packs, you're actually influencing the Spotify algorithm by getting some stuff built up online. Okay, so there's loads of different types of ones you can go for here. But if I hover over at any given point, you're going to get these different little pop-ups here. It's going to explain to you in more detail what they are. So as we scroll down, we've got interviews, pretty much the same principles, telling your story online. We've got some premieres. Now, if your music's not out yet, a premiere is really, really cool. It's a way that you can get a blog post about your music a couple of days up online before it lands on Spotify, before it's given to everybody else, all right? So it's like given exclusive. So if you want to get a premiere, go and chat to any pretty much blog in the whole platform here and say, can you do me a premiere? Even if not one got listed, apply for a review and say, can I have it as a premiere on a certain date? They're probably going to say yes, all right? So a premiere is, an exclusive for one blog. You obviously don't want to secure 4 premieres, just do 1. Our Spotlight's are more of a deep dive. It's going to include maybe a full catalogue, some questions, a bit of history about you and what your plans are for the future. It's just kind of like an evergreen piece, which if anyone finds it, can be relevant to looking at you right now. Okay, news posts. News posts are basically like, imagine like someone on the TV, they get sent a press release and they go, right, I'm going to read what I've got here. A news post is a rewrite of information given to them and given to the creator, but with their own twist on it. So don't expect this to be a review. Don't get confused with it. That's definitely not what it is. A playlist update, that would be an article where it's updating all the different types of artists that have just joined a certain playlist. So it could be a hip-hop playlist update. It could be as basic as little players, Spotify players, and saying these are the updates for this particular week, or it could have little sentences to go with them, or even more up to like a small review on each one. A roundup news post is pretty much what that is, but it doesn't have to include a playlist be involved in it, and also there would be a minimum of like 100 words for every single person mentioned in the roundup. Okay, we've got podcasts, that's quite self-explanatory. A 24-hour 7 radio stream, that's basically where some websites have their own play button on their site. It's a load of tracks, you'll know, it just goes on like shuffle mode, just plays whenever someone clicks it. Radio shows are shows that are done on specific times. Okay, playlist promotion, it's all quite straightforward, right? Self-explanatory. Spotify playlists, SoundCloud playlists, YouTube playlists. Collaborative playlists are ones on SoundCloud where it's a complete free-for-all. Once you find out what these lists are, you can put your tracks in them along with other ones. It can help you get some plays. Playlist ads, these will be ones for either boosting campaigns to go along with a playlist that's being run, or it could be actual ads on Spotify itself, those ones you hear in between music that's being played. Playlist consideration, this is where you're actually applying to the curator, and it's up to them whether or not they want to put you on their playlist or not. All right, so up next we've got some social stuff. Let's go over the reels first. Instagram reels, TikTok videos, YouTube shorts, they're all the same thing, right? The little long videos which are perfect for mobile. You've got 2 different types of them. You've got the background music one, so you might not be the agenda. So let's say, for example, if someone's walking their dog down the beach and your music's on the background, that would be a background one. If it was a featured one, that's where someone might be specifically saying, check out this music, it's absolutely awesome. On TikTok, they might be doing a dance. Do you know what I mean? So just have a little look out for the different types. Again, there's going to be all the information you need on there to make a decision if you want to go for one of those or not, and you can hover over and get our explanations. All right, basic sharing, sharing coverage to Twitter, Facebook, Threads, Snapchat, all that kind of stuff. Instagram stories, Facebook stories, these will be 24 hours long only, so just be aware of that. If you don't know that, if you apply for one, it's only going to last 24 hours. All the stats would be available if we had them on the promos themselves. Reddit, if you see these in there, this is really cool, right? Reddit is a good place where your coverage could go viral if someone tags you in a certain channel or group on there. So keep an eye out for Reddit posts, they're really cool. Pinterest, that's all picture-based stuff, just a different way to share your social media. Reaction videos, this is where someone is going to basically look at your, listen to your track. If you apply for a reaction video on the marketplace, they're probably going to accept it and not listen to your music first. And then once they go to do it, they're going to make a video with their first initial reaction of what they think about when they're listening to your music. Okay, industry advice. So maybe you've got some, like a manager that's an expert in publishing, or someone that's a really good running a music studio, all this different stuff. They will be able to give you advice. All the promo packages are going to be completely different. So have a look at each industry person, the types of advice they can offer you. Feel free to apply. You can obviously ask them questions beforehand also. Industry feedback. This is you sending piece of work to someone, they can give you feedback on what they think about it. If it was a sound engineer, for example, they could tell you what they think's wrong with the music before you obviously go and use it somewhere else, or maybe you want to improve it for next time. Shout out quote, this is where you could send it to an individual and they can make you a little quote like saying, hot fuzzy band from Atlanta is going to take over the world in 2025. They're good for your press pack of your CV. Shout out video, obviously this is like the cream of the cake. So let's say this is an industry person that's a recognised person in the industry or a famous person. You can come here, click that one there, and you'll be able to get a reel made from them, which you'll be able to use and maybe in one of your own ad campaigns, post it onto your social media. But the ideal, most beautiful version of this would be that they would go and post it on their own social media in hopes that they would get new fans. Some of these types of promos are very new to us on the platform, so keep an eye on these because they will be growing every single week. Right, so we've got advertisements. So these are ones that run in conjunction with different things. So let's say, for example, if someone has an offer with a review in there, they might have a Facebook boost in here for a couple of pounds, which means they can then target a certain audience. So you've got content boosts and you've got promotionals. Promotional are the ones that are done through the actual real Meta, which is for Facebook and Instagram ad system. It's a lot more complicated to set up, ones where you keep putting more money into it, and a lot of the playlisters use this to run ads on their playlist continuously. A Facebook boost is more, I'm going to do a post it. Do you want to put a £1 on this to push it a bit further? Yes. All right, so these will all have explanations with them when you see these in bundles. Just have a little look, ask any questions to creators if you need to. Banners on websites, you know, if they've got advertisement space, might have a certain amount of traffic, you can apply for a banner, or maybe that will be in a bundle also. Spotify advertising, yeah, that's one where, again, that's the adverts in between the songs. TikTok ads, that's the same, I mean, it's all the same thing, right? Twitter ads, all the same thing here, but just done in a different way. Last but not least, we've got the creative and digital side of things. This is where you could apply for maybe lyric videos. You could be someone help you design a cover for your next release. All right, so hopefully that's gone over some of the ones on here. These will populate more as more and more things come to the marketplace. We have literally just completely made a brand new marketplace from scratch from September the 8th. So do expect to see this expanding on a daily basis. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. That is the end of the tour. I hope you have everything you need now to go and use Musosoup in a lot more of an efficient way. My name's Chris. You can catch me at chris@musosoup.com. Also, you can email team, T-E-A-M, @musosoup.com, and we can answer and help you with anything you need at any point throughout your campaign. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you made it to the end of the video.